That movie reminds me of real life. That's real to real. If you enjoy the video, hit the like. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe.
Welcome to another episode of Real to Real, where I go over spoiler-free movie reviews, and I just talk about how the movie can be related to real life and just thoughts to keep in mind when you're watching the movie, so you can get a deeper understanding of what it is that you're looking at, because what we look at is essentially ingested into us. It's put into our minds, into our spirits. So it's important that when we watch these things, we watch them with an idea and a thought process, right? And something I really like to do when I'm watching like kids movies with my children is when the movie's done, I like to ask them, well, what did you get out of that movie, right? What was the lesson? What did you think was why did the main character get into that problem? I just like to ask them things so that I can make sure that they're not just watching it just, for blind entertainment, that they're watching it to understand and learn something from it, right? So on today's episode, I want to go over a movie that I watched the other day, currently available on Starz, and I want to say it was about 2 hours, not 100% sure, I can't really remember, but I watched it the other day, and this is called 9 Lives. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And this movie kind of reminded me of Juno and All the Bright Places. It just reminded me of a really deep movie, right? And one of a couple of things that I got out of it was, kindness is beautiful, but it cannot be your end all be all, right? So there are different people in the movie that I don't know if he's an angel or what he is, but his job is to pick who is going to be born, right? Who's going to come and live in the real world, in this physical existence, right? And one of the main things I got out of this is in Islam, it's believed that we already existed with God before we were made to come here on earth. So we were already with God, and then we came down here to earth, right? And in this movie, that's kind of what I got out of it. Also, in Islam, it's believed that hell is not really like a place. Hell is it's like a hospital, right? And essentially, you are being detoxed from this world, right? Because you're so used to breathing and talking and looking and seeing and the senses and feeling and love and hate and anger, because you are so used to this existence, this physical plane of existing, when you die, you have to detox from this. You have to be able to let this go and move into the next plane of existence. And that process of letting this go, this physical existence, that's what hell is. So all of us will experience hell. Some of us will stay there a lot longer than other people because we cannot let this go. And some of us who can let this thing go, this existence thing, will be okay. We'll be able to move on to the next plane of existence with God and exist forever. So let's watch the trailer really quick, and then I'll talk about a few things.
You are being considered for the amazing opportunity of life. If you are selected, you will have the chance to be born in a fruitful environment where you can grow, develop, and accomplish.
Am I dead?
I wouldn't say you're alive or dead. Are you the boss? I would say a cog on the wheel.
How long is this process?
If you make it until the end, 9 days. senses will become unbearably sharper and stronger. It's your new beginning. You'll never remember me or anything else that happened in this place, but you will still be you.
Every single day, someone hurts someone else. Every single day, someone takes someone else's life.
Why are you focusing on that?
Why are you not focusing on that?
You've been here a few days, but you've lived every second.
You're afraid?
Of what?
9 days.
9 days.
The trailer doesn't give away much in the movie, although once you watch the movie and then you watch the trailer, you're like, okay, I can see like there's a lot that's kind of given away. But yo, this movie was nice. So there's a lot of different things that I got out of this movie, right? A lot. But I'm gonna be honest, a few of the main things that I got out of this movie was like, it really does make you reconsider how you look at the world, how you look at your own existence, right? How it is essentially a blessing to be alive, right? Not just because you could have been aborted. That's 100% factual, because you being alive was not your decision. You didn't choose to be born. That was a decision made by your parents. They chose this for you, right? And the power that, remember, sperm, there were over 1 million different sperm cells, you know, fighting to get to that egg. And it just so happened that your cell, you fought the hardest to get into the egg, to get to be born, to come here, to be alive. And even at the age that you are when you're watching this, it doesn't matter if you're 5, 10, 6, 7, 50, 60, 30 years old. The fact that you've lived as long as you have lived is a blessing and a miracle in and of itself, because you could have died in your youth. You could have gotten sick. Somebody could have killed you. Anything. An array of things could have happened, right? Because we always assume that can't happen to me until it happens to you, right? And I just thought that this movie just really makes you stop and think about your life. And another process is in watching these people. Something really quick that I really liked about the movie was the diversity. I love movies with diversity, movies where there are people of all races, you know, big people, small people, tall people, short people, you know, crippled people and non-crippled people. I like movies like that, because that is the reality of our world, that there are a variety of different kinds of people. So I like to see that represented on the screen in the movies that I'm watching, right? And like when you watch these people go through the process of being selected and then being terminated, they're not being chosen, it makes you really just think about how it's true. There are so many different people in the world. Like there are so many different types of people. And when you're watching him choose who gets to become alive, who actually will inherit a body and actually exist and live in this world, in this physical existence, it kind of makes you think like, why is he looking for these type of people, right? So what type of person is he choosing to be alive? And it just makes you realize that you don't have to be rough and tough to exist, to live a prosperous life. You don't have to hurt other people so you can be happy, right? And that's unnecessary. You can, of course, you can hurt somebody for your own happiness, but you don't have to be that type of person. You don't have to be the type of person that, you know, pushes someone else down so that you can get higher. You can, but you don't have to be. In the same way that you don't have to be a weak person. You don't have to be somebody that allows others to hurt them over and over and over again because you think that that's the right thing to do. You don't have to be that person, right? So I just really like how the movie just made me think about you know, what kind of person do I want to be, and what kind of person do I want to interact with and have around me, right? And I just thought that was really powerful, man. It's a really good movie, and you guys should really check it out. I think if you have about 2 hours and you just want to feel something deep inside you, be moved by watching a movie, this is the movie to watch. This is the movie to watch, right? And another thing that I really want to mention in the movie that I really like, that's something to pay attention to, is how you don't know anybody, right? So a couple of things I got out of this movie. One, death is right around the corner. Like, we like to think that people don't die and, you know, my mom's going to live to be 80, 90 years old. You have no idea when death will occur, right? Children die, old people die, young people die, anybody could die. I could die an hour from now after making this video, and you can be in a car crash, suicide. If you are feeling suicidal or you are going through depression or sadness, right, just know that you're not alone. You might feel like you're alone, but none of us are really alone. None of us, absolutely none of us. And there are hotlines, there are places that you can go where people can help you, where people will help you. You don't have to go through your life in hardships all by yourself. There are people that care about you and want you to be here in the world, right? You have value and worth to someone. You may not have value and worth to the person that you want to value you and look at you and desire you, but someone out there is looking at you and they desire you. Maybe they haven't said anything to you. And I'm saying that because in the movie there is a section of it that talks about how we don't know people. Right? You're looking at someone and you're thinking that they're happy and they live a good life and they're joyous. Robin Williams is a great example. The actor Robin Williams, not the basketball player. But this guy's a great example. He was an actor, a spectacular actor. He was good in his movies. He made people laugh. Everybody around him thought that he was just so happy and so joyful and life was so good for him. And he turned around and he took his own life. Right? Because we don't know what anybody's going through. We don't know what the hardships and the hurt that people are feeling in their life. We just assume that because they smile and they talk to us that they're okay and they're happy. So this movie made me stop and really think about that. That's the purpose of small talk. When you call somebody and they answer and you're like, hey, how are you doing? Before you get into asking them what you want, that's the purpose of that. The purpose of that is to gauge their emotional status, right? So if you call me and you're like, hey Joe, how you're doing? And I say to you, oh, I'm super depressed and life sucks and my mom just died. Obviously, you're not going to ask me to borrow $100, right? I mean, that would just be insensitive. That would be stupid. So you would adjust your talking to me so that you can then, talk to me about my hurt and my pain. And that kind of goes into being honest, not hiding how you feel. Just be honest. If someone asks you how you're doing and you're not feeling good, you feel like crap, say that. I feel like crap today. I'm not very happy. But what is it that I can help you with? Or talk about how you feel. It's okay. It's not a weakness to be vulnerable. It's actually a strength to open yourself up, to be honest, to express your feelings and emotions. That's a strength. That's what makes us human. So I think I said I was going to start doing like some type of ranking system. I guess and out of 10, I'm definitely going to make this movie an 8 or 9, right? And that's on emotional moving. So that's the ranking that I'll start giving these movies. Movies, when I'm ranking them based on how they made me feel. Did they emotionally move me? Did they make me think about my life and who I am as a person? And if so, then I would give it a ranking based on that. So this is just a really good movie. I really liked it. I think you guys should check it out. It's on Starz. And yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Reel to Real. Let's all remember, man, we all out here trying to do the same thing. Survive and be happy. Y'all stay blessed.